All right. Welcome once again to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX officially, and we are on Patreon. Hopefully, those who are in attendance, if you can, like and share for those who have this link. Let me fix this. Fix this angle here. All right. See if that works. Hopefully that's a little better. So as y'all are coming in, y'all can share this link because this is, of course, a Patreon video, but this is a public video for today, at least for right now. After we're done here, then this will probably be back private on Patreon. It's not on YouTube at all. So come on in. Come on in. All right. Okay, let me get that out of here. So, talking about Kyrie Irving, and we understand the different things that are going on with him, Kanye West, and how they're being portrayed as anti-Semitic. Well, the Hebrew Israelites are something and an entity that have been around for quite some time, pretty much as long as the Black church. Longer than most denominations of the Black church, actually, because they have their origins somewhere around the same time as Richard Allen founded the AME Church. So a lot of people don't know that, but just going historically wise, yes. So the person who kind of started that, and then it took off later on in the years. Same as like the Nation of Islam and other Black movements, but the Hebrew Israelites have always been around. With that being said, we hear people kind of usually use words and terminology, typically when it pertains to a nationality or a religion. It only goes, like, okay, well, this is what a person's opinion is. However, when you talk about certain groups, they feel and look at things a lot differently. Let me do this here. They look at things a lot differently. So they tend to, some people have said that certain groups have more privilege than others. Well, today we will look at some of these things. And again, if you are not already a Patreon member of this channel, you can go ahead and do so today. It's $4 to join this channel, so it's very low price, very low. And of course, on Patreon, you can do videos that you cannot do on YouTube. So that's why, of course, you see we're using the YouTube platform. However, we are not technically using YouTube. So this is not something you could find here. So let me find the first video I need. Okay. So let me show you some things here. Let's get to the Kyrie Irving interview. Well, actually, let's go back. Let's go back down. Okay, there it is. So let's go back down memory lane. Because what we're talking about today is he being targeted for his previous stance and his previous stand of not taking the venom. And so he declined to take the jab, which was, of course, well within his right to do. And a lot of people came out and called him stupid and tried to vilify this brother for his stance. Now, the new thing is the whole Hebrews to Negroes thing. Now, like I have already said, the Hebrews to Negroes brother, who has been on have I frozen? It almost looked like I froze. Okay, hopefully I'm back. Hopefully I'm back. All right, looks like I'm back. That was weird. That was real weird. Still say accident. Okay. All right. So the Hebrews to Negroes brother is literally on Instagram. So that brother has wrote he's wrote some pieces and now has a documentary under the same thought and thinking of like Tariq Nasheed and Jason Black and others, black filmmakers making movies that especially documentaries that are talking about historical events. So what is happening with the Hebrews to Negroes story right now is that a lot of people are trying to get in front of what is actually there. So there's a lot there that is biblical. And it's funny because we see a lot of these people hopping out the woodwork talking about anti-Semitism. That's not the truth. But first, let's go back to the blatant anti-blackness that was going on with Kyrie Irving in the first place, because this is what was taking place. And I guess people like to conveniently forget that part. So let me play what he had to say. This is an interview back in, I guess, 21.
Out on this, like, so what? It's not about the money, baby. It's not always about the money. It's about choosing what's best for you. You think I really want to lose money? You think I really want to give up on my dream to go after a championship? You think I really just want to give up my job? You think I really just want to sit at home and not go after the things with my teammates that I've been able to grow with, to learn that it takes sacrifice in this space? Because we could be easily at home chilling with our families, but we're choosing to go out there and perform. And even in that job, like that's a dream come true. I've been working on that since I was in 4th grade. You think I want to give up my livelihood because of a mandate, because I don't have accommodations, because I'm unvaccinated? Come on. I'm not going to be used as a person in this agenda. I'm not even going to speak on that. I'm just saying, like, it should not be divided amongst all of us. It should just be understood and respected. And mind you, once again, I'm going to repeat, this is not about the Nets. It's not about the organization. It's not about the NBA. It's not politics. It's not any one thing.
All right. Now he told you his perspective. Let's hear what Charles Barkley had to say.
First of all, you don't get the vaccine for yourself. You get it for other people.
No, I'm not saying.
Hold on, first. You said your piece.
No, I didn't say you do.
I got vaccinated. I can't wait to get the booster. You don't get vaccinated just for yourself. Like Adam said, you get vaccinated for your family first. You get vaccinated for your teammates second, things like that. That's what bothers me about this whole thing. I think everybody should get vaccinated. And let me tell you something, I really am proud of the Nets for putting their foot down, for saying, no, we're not going to deal with this half on, half off. The only thing that bugged me, he's still going to make $17 million sitting at home. I wish they could find a way, if he wants to go on this thing, like, people say he's like Ali. First of all, don't ever compare anybody to Ali. Ali went 3 years without boxing. He was the highest paid athlete in the world. This guy going to make $17 million for sitting at home. But to every person out there, you don't get vaccinated just for yourself. Let's get that out the way.
Oh, Lord. Now, right there, right off the rip. Now, notice how all of the tones have changed since then, especially with all of the new things that have came out about this particular jab and the things that it does. So look at how this is working out. You understand what I'm saying? Look how this is working out. So, yeah. So that's how people already were trying to get this brother in trouble. That's off code behavior. That's off code as hell. We have way too many individuals out there that are so eager to please their paymasters that they can't wait to throw another black person under the bus. And Charles Barkley is definitely no exception. Neither is Shaquille O'Neal. So let's keep going. Oh, and that's right. I need to bring some other things in here. Get in here. Okay. Let's see. So let me let you hear something from a individual who is not of our particular Hebraic lineage, but what you would call or clarify as the those people right now. So check this out.
Totalers and abolitionists who were opposed to any form of slavery at all. Jews participated in proportionate numbers in both slave trading and in slave owning, especially in some of the Caribbean islands. In fact, if you go to Suriname, they have a beautiful synagogue there that's been preserved with a sand floor and beautiful declarations. You'll also notice a lot of the street names are named after Jewish families that were prominent plantation owners there, but they owned slaves. And if you know anything about the slavery experience in the sugar plantations in Suriname and in Curacao, it was the most brutal, awful slavery you could imagine. Amputating limbs, working the slaves to death, not even bothering to feed them or care for them in any way, because they were cheap to just import more. I mean, it really was some of the worst experiences of slavery to be found, and Jews were a part of that society and a part of that experience, both in the Caribbean and also in the American South.
Myself again. All right, there we are. We're back. Okay, so as you could see, that is a person of the same family tree that is saying that they were involved in the slave trade. One thing that happens is if you come out and say that, then you'll be vilified. And then that's crazy, isn't it? So, but also remember, those people that are pushing that jab are the same people. So the same people pushing the jab are the exact same people. Now that can get you vilified and all of that. Well, here's what they're actually upset at. This is a advertisement from the documentary, and I guess what Brother Kyrie had actually shared was just the Amazon piece. But just so you could see what it is, because they're saying something is anti-Semitic, well, here's a trailer from that actual documentary. You make up for yourself if you see anything that is hateful towards any group. Okay, so where do you see anything hateful in that? I don't. But see, here's another thing, and it always makes a difference when non-black people tend to say something, or who at least appears to be non-melanated. So with that being said, let me show you another little piece I came across. And this is information for you to disseminate how you will. I'm not pushing anything, but I'm just letting you know some historical context of certain things and what certain people believe. Because one of the things that's going on is that they are literally vilifying people for what they believe. And Kyrie Irving, it's happening to him twice over. So just to address what they're trying to say, that's why we're hitting these points today. So here's another.
Shalom Israel, and to the Gentiles that hold on to the truth of Messiah. So it's an excellent question. Who are the real Hebrews? I get this question from Gentiles a lot, but I also get it from Hebrews who know they are, because they're trying to see what side of the truth I'm in. Now, simply put, the Bible is black history. The children of Israel are predominantly people who are black, people of color. And I don't want to get into myself, because a lot of people like they're not sure, but I know my tribe's Ephraim because the Most High woke me up, and we're mixed with the Gentiles. Our forefathers did that, so I claim my Israelite heritage too, but predominantly, Israel is black, especially tribe of Judah. So that's who the real Hebrews are. You just need to visit Deuteronomy 28 and look at the curses that are fallen upon us as a people. You can look at the book of Songs of Solomon, that show Solomon describing his skin color. You just need to look at the color of the earth when Adam was formed. You just need to look at the description of Yehoshua in the book of Revelation to understand these things. So you also know that when the dispersions happened, many went from beyond the rivers of Cush. And that's where the Most High is going to gather people from as he prepares them for the pure language, which is like Zephaniah 3. So I also said in the book of Luke, Jerusalem's going to be trampled up by Gentiles. So we have to.
Well, and see, now, would he be considered anti Semitic? I seriously doubt it. But because it's coming from black people, that means, just think of what we're talking about, the implication of the idea of foundational black Americans being the most exceptional people on the planet Earth, even amongst the 12 tribes. What would be the odds? I don't know. Can you see a comparison? Like he said, the prophecies of Deuteronomy. Looks like I can say there's something that fits that. What about Babylon? Or spiritual Egypt, which means bondage. So are we not the land of prison? Spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, actually, no, it doesn't even bring back Gomorrah in the conversation. Spiritual Sodom. What else do we push around here? So again, if somebody is just given a determination of what they perceive or what they believe, then that is no slight on any group other than the hit dog, I would have to say, because that's not an indictment of hate. That's not what you're hearing. Matter of fact, it's truly it's the doctrine of love, because you're coming back to your own identity as they see it. Who is it on to say that their identity is wrong? Who can say that they are wrong? And so the only thing that you have to say is that they're hateful. I'm not really hearing that they're wrong. See, if you're noticing the conversation, what you're hearing is this hate talk wrapped around this other conversation. You gotta be careful how people present things. Let me show you something else. Is this it? Let me see. Because there was something else I found interesting. In the midst of all of this going on. Okay, that ain't it. There was this reporter out of Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee. She got caught up with a bunch of, and this is recent here, by the way. She got caught up with a bunch of racist nigga tweets. And then everybody's like, hey, she shouldn't have been fired. Bring her back. There's already a right winger that's offering her a job. She just got fired from her job from these tweets resurfacing. And already people came out the woodwork for her defense. Of course. It's nothing new. We see it. We see that happen often. So you could be as racist against black folks as you want to. At the same time, black people are being lumped into an anti-Semitic conversation while being Semitic. You cannot be Semitic. I mean, go look at any. Here's something that's really funny. If you guys really understood how the classifications of people here in this world exist, themselves have classified us as not being African. We don't come from Ham. If you go look in their biblical dictionary, now notice they'll say here's Ham and here's Shem and here's Seth. Oh no, Seth is Abel. So Shem, of course, is the son. So you're talking about Ham, right? And then Cush is the son of Ham. That's Africa. That's representing Ethiopians and all the others alike. But you have Shem, which is the brother. They're also melanated, of course. So what's happening? Those people still have to be represented somewhere today. Who are they? Who are all of those people? And what we're hearing is, oh, well, you just can't say this and you can't say that. But everyone else labels us, specifically us. Well, here's another. This just to show you the difference. They're already
Fall, winter. Fall and winter.
Ball.
Fall.
Yeah. So this girl here, they're trying to say, oh, it was back in high school. I went back just to look at her whole professional career. Her whole professional career is around nothing but black athletes. All black. I mean, like she is around black athletes all the time. So you think she would know better. Or maybe it is just that she felt that comfortable. What do you think? I would have to say, I would imagine that she just felt so comfortable. But she's tweeting it. I don't know why she would feel so comfortable to make tweets like that, but she did. Definitely in bad taste. So let's get this video in here. So let's look at how these things are transpiring now. And I just wanted to play you some reference and even let you see the intro to the documentary that's in question. You didn't see anything that said, "Oh, I hate this group," or "I hate that group." You didn't see anything of the sort. Although that's how they're wanting to present it. Let's see. Was this the right one? Yes. So let's just watch how did they antagonize this brother.
And my name translates in the Hebrew language as Yahweh. So I went on the Amazon Prime. I was like, you know what, let me see if there are any documentaries on Yahweh. So went in the search bar, typed in Yahweh, that came up.
Let me start that again if you didn't hear what he just said. See, this is what you deal with when you deal with the devil, especially the minions of white supremacy, who are clearly the minions of Satan, the agents of Babylon. They're upset that this man searched for something that involved his name, his identity. And here we go trying to make him change it. All right, let's hear that again.
And it's a title given to Christ, Philippians 2:11. And my name translates in the Hebrew language as Yahweh. So I went on the Amazon Prime. I was like, you know what, let me see if there are any documentaries on Yahweh. So went in the search bar, typed in Yahweh, that came up. Went out and shared it on my platform. That was my night. In terms of the backlash, or what people call it, we're in 2022. History is not supposed to be hidden from anybody. And I'm not a divisive person when it comes to religion. I embrace all walks of life. You see it on all my platforms. I talk to all races, all cultures, all religions. And my response would be, it's not about educating yourself on what Semitism is and what anti-Semitism is. It's really about learning the root words of where these come from and understanding that this is an African heritage that is also belonging to the people. Africa is in it, whether we want to dismiss it or not. So the claims of anti-Semitism and who are the original chosen people of God, and we go into these religious conversations and it's a big no-no. I don't live my way like that. I don't live my life that way. Excuse me, I grew up in a melting pot, and I say a melting pot of all races, white, black, red, yellow, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, and you can see the way I live my life now. I'm not here to be divisive, so they could push their agenda. I don't want to say they, because I'm not identifying any one group or race of people, but I'm in a unique position to have a level of influence on my community. And what I post does not mean that I support everything that's being said or everything that's being done, or I'm campaigning for anything. All I do is post things for my people in my community and those that it's actually going to impact. Anybody else?
Yeah, see, that part right there is very important. He only is posting things for his people. So what you're seeing right now is a bunch of people who are outsiders of our community vilifying him for what he shares with us. You getting the point? They're mad at him for saying, hey, black folks, look at yourselves like this. But not even that he was saying that. That's what the information that's being shared would probably reveal. For those who have understanding and can see what they can see, then say, okay, this is what this is saying. If you believe it or not, how does that turn into hate speech? See, let me show you something here. Where is that at? Is that right here? Because you know the video that right now, my little short that has about 90,000 views on it, with a bunch of, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, suspected white supremacists complaining about how we should just let little white kids, well, young adults go out and trick or treat being racist because it's Halloween. Well, Halloween is something that black folks don't celebrate. I mean, there are a lot of black people that celebrate it, but that's not a black holiday. So how would you justify being disrespectful to an entire group an entire lineage and say, well, they're just having fun. Well, they can have fun on their own time. But having fun at the harmful expense of black people is a no-no. So let me just show you something what they're talking about. Because they like to come out and tell black folks how racist we are, which is total crap anyway. That's absolute bullshit. But just check out, I have literally like 700 something comments of people justifying this.
Do you understand that none of you will
put
get
it that way?
Do you guys understand the consequences of what you've just done?
No.
You guys are not going to get into a college. You guys are not going to get any scholarships because this is a hate crime.
We all dropped out of high school. It's okay.
I still don't think it's appropriate for you guys to be doing this. It's really it's really not.
Yeah, it's really not funny. But Kyrie is hurtful and hateful. Let's go on.
Else that has criticism and obviously wasn't meant for them.
Hopefully I'm understanding what you said, and I want to make sure I get it right because I don't want to misquote any part of it.
I don't expect understanding from a media conglomerate group that sincerely talks about the game of basketball, and then we bring up religion as if it's correlative at times when it's convenient for people to bring it up. So please just be direct with your question so we can move on from this and I can talk about the game and go home to my son, Elohim, and my wife, Marlene, okay?
His son's name is
Am I to take it
Elohim.
that this was, what you shared was not something that you've even watched? This was, you did watch it, or either watch it or read it.
I had a lot of time last year to read a lot. Read a whole bunch. Good and bad about the truth of our world.
So then do you, I guess, understand or not understand those that might imply that that work had anti-Semitic leanings in it? I only ask this because the tweet is still up there, so
We're in 2022. It's on Amazon, a public platform. Mm-hmm. Whether you want to go watch it or not is up to you. There's things being posted every day. I am no different than the next human being, so don't treat me any different. You guys come in here and make up this powerful influence I have over top of the adultery of, oh, you cannot post that. Why not? Why not? I don't hear uproar on that. I'm not here to be divisive on what's going on this or that. I'm not comparing Jews to blacks. I'm not comparing white to black. I'm not doing that. That conversation is dismissive, and it constantly revolves around the rhetoric of who are the chosen people of God. And I'm not here to argue over a person or a culture or religion on what they believe. No, this is what is here. It's on a public platform. Did I do anything illegal?
Okay. Now, what did he say? It's on a public platform. It's on Instagram. I just showed you what they have on Instagram. I mean, because like I said, I'm very well aware of who the Hebrews to Negro brother is. He's from Detroit. You know, he's been doing this for a minute, so he's not new. See, here's the thing. The powers that be have fought very hard to keep entities like the Hebrews, NOI, and now New Black Media out of the public media view. Why? Because you might start relating to something over here. You might see something that says, I can dig that. I feel like that. I feel like I relate to that more so than this over here or that over there. And what's wrong with that? What's really wrong with that? They have a problem with it. Why? Maybe it's because, again, remember, he told you he's only talking to his people. So, and look at how we set it up too. This is for his people's enlightenment and whatnot. So what are you hearing? You're hearing resistance to his people being enlightened in some kind of way.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did I do anything illegal? Did I hurt anybody? Did I harm anybody? Am I going out and saying that I hate one specific group of people? So out of all the judgment that people got from me posting, I just, without talking to me, and then I respect what Joe said, but there has a lot to do with the not ego or pride of how proud I am to be an African heritage, but also to be living as a free black man here in America, knowing the historical complexities for me to get here. So I'm not gonna stand down on anything that I believe in. I'm only gonna get stronger because I'm not alone. I have a whole army around me.
Kyrie, while we're on the topic of promotion, why did you decide to promote something that Alex Jones said?
I don't think Alex Jones ever said the black folks were the original Hebrews. I do believe he has spoken against that as well. I know years ago he has. See, for those of us who have been around this scene long enough, we know the truth and we know who's lying. So now they're trying to go back and rework history. No. We know who was around in 2011, 12, especially 13, 14. No, we know who's there and who's not. So just listening to the line of rhetoric coming from these individuals who are well aware that these groups have existed. They tried to protest these groups before. They've had their rainbow people go out there and harass folks. You've had Karen go out there and try it, never provoking a violent exchange, only getting beat with words. And I've heard some men have an issue with that as well. And it's like, see, your problem is when you hear something and they're saying something and you feel hurt, that part's emotion. Where is the weighing out of the truth versus your emotion of what they said? I don't know who that's for, but I'm just saying, if you're stuck on a certain belief and somebody hits you with something else, it's natural to feel like it's abrasive. However, this person and whoever has the right to believe what they believe. This was on a public platform. It's distributed coast to coast. Why can't he share it? Because, well, you know, you influence people. Yeah. So what influences that he doesn't want? This is Hebrews to Negroes. Where is the anti-Semitism in a complete line of Shem? How does that happen? Unless you're redefining Negroes as being part of Ham, which then you would have to go back to your own Jewish scholars and debunk what they have already clarified. See, here's the point. That's why they jump out the window so tough. They know what their own documentation says. Theirs, not ours. They know what their documentation says. Man, please.
That was a few weeks ago. I do not stand with Alex Jones' position, narrative, court case that he had with Sandy Hook, or any of the kids that felt like they had to relive trauma, or parents that had to relive trauma, or to be dismissive to all the lives that were lost during that tragic event. My post was a post from Alex Jones that he did in the early 90s or late 90s about secret societies in America of occults, and it's true. So I wasn't identifying with anything of being a campaignist for Alex Jones or anything. I was just there to post. And it's funny, and it's actually hilarious, because out of all the things I posted that day, that was the one post that everyone chose to see. It just goes back to the way our world is and works. I'm not here to complain about it. I just exist.
And to follow up on the promotion of the movie and the book.
Can you please stop calling it a promotion? What am I promoting?
Listen to the devil, family. This is how you know you got you a good full-fledged demon on your hands. He's already clarified what the scenario and situation is. This man's job is to paint our brother in a certain light, which I'm glad he's not allowing him to do, because they keep going back to the promotion thing. Don't miss that. Oh, promotion. Where you promoting it? Where you promoting it? Come on, man. You promoting it. How? How is he promoting it? How on earth does this mean that he is promoting something? How? I don't understand. I'm confused. But nonetheless, let's listen.
Put it out on your platform.
But I'm promoting it? Do you see me doing, do you see me in front of
putting it out there,
the
people
title?
are going to say that you are
Yeah, I put it out there
promoting.
just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's not
You put
stuff,
things out there for a living, right?
right, but my
Great.
stuff is
Great.
not
So let's move on.
filled
Let's
with
move on.
anti-Semitic
Let's
stuff.
move on. Don't dehumanize me up here.
I'm not doing
I'm
that.
another
You're
human
free to
being.
post
I can post whatever I want. So
can post
say that and shut it down and move on to the next question.
But Kyrie, you have to understand that by
I don't have to understand anything from you.
It's
Nothing.
not me.
Nothing.
By
It's no
posting
people that
what
you're
you
making up,
did,
bro. Move on.
But by posting
Move
what
on.
you
Next
did,
question. Next
anybody
question. Do
is
you
gonna
guys?
See, now what's happening now is they want to make this an issue for black folks to not to basically start saying, hey, if y'all start saying this, hey man, we are the true children of the Most High, man. That much is clear. We built the best country on earth. You couldn't do it without us. And if you wanted us gone so bad, you would have made provisions to get us up off this land, and that ain't happened yet either. Now you go back to that book, let it go ahead and be what it is. But stop getting out here trying to badger our people, telling them and us that somebody is anti-Semitic when we hail from the same line. We just not Edomites, like the man that's talking to him. See, that's the difference. They love saying anti-Semitic. Notice how they don't really ever say anti-Jewish. They say anti-Semitic because they're trying to tie themselves to a line. But let's see, what lines come out of Shem? There's 12 tribes of Israel. Which tribe are you? You're saying you're of the tribe of Judah. Well, where are the other tribes? Aren't they still Shemitic? What about the Ishmaelites? They are the first son of Abraham. Abraham also, of course, being Shemitic. And then Eber, which where the name actually comes from. Then you also go back to Enoch. All of those people being Shemitic. How now are we making a determination against Jacob and Esau? How is one not the other? And actually, we never even talk about the Edomites. Funny. The Edomites just disappeared out of the history of life, while these others are right there in front of everybody, saying anybody else that claims that they're this. So you have this group of black people who ended up being enslaved in America and had their history stolen from them and everything else, to the point to where there is not one person in America that can legitimately lock down where they are from. That's by design. So then you have your well-funded scholars and not so well-funded scholars and not so scholarly, well-funded individuals to come out and start muddying the waters, throwing this theory out, throwing that theory out, writing these books, writing that book, determining what this is, determining what that is, making up or just making up that you deciphered ancient text that you really couldn't actually comprehend. Tell the future what it is, and then you move on. That's how they work. Well, what's the saying? You tell the lie so much that they believe it, and then you just have to live it because that's what you're living. Well, that's what's going on here. Look at the hypocrisy of everything you see. You could be as anti-black as ever, and that would also make you anti-Semitic. If you are anti-foundational Black American, yeah, then you are anti-Semitic. Now, I understand there will be a lot of people that say, well, I don't believe that we are the chosen people. Well, I'll tell you this. Look at how those other individuals from the continent have turned out. Which one of those groups are you looking to tie yourself to? Which one has represented what your family here has represented? Which one? Which one is akin? The one biggest thing that we have right now is the obstacle of image. Image is a huge obstacle for people. And again, you would have to be looking for people who fled from Titus and Vespasian into Africa. Them Polish people could go hide in Africa, hide down in the Congo, hide down in South Africa and Tanzania and all those other places. They could do that. What about Ghana? And for those who don't know, where Ghana is now is not where Ghana was when they were blowing through there taking slaves. Now, part of it, yes, but Ghana was a hell of a lot bigger. Ghana was like an empire. Then, obviously, something happened and Ghana became a lot smaller country. All of that infighting and backbiting, and then all of a sudden we'll tell ourselves over here that they never sold us as slaves. And now you're finding out absolutely they did. Not only that, here's how you know also the 1619 project. You're not talking about good ship Jesus. So you're going to wipe out like 60 years so you can just start talking about colonialism. Just to get away from talking away about these people who were actually active and participating. That's, it's clear. We know who owned the first slave ship coming to America. It wasn't no Irishman. It was Jewish. And that's a fact. Good ship Jesus. And then a lot of that slave trade was funded. And then the buck breaking in the Caribbean, the buck breaking farms, them again. What's so funny now is we also have an opioid crisis. The first folks to bring that to these shores. Whoops, once again. There's a saying at the end of Planet of the Apes, the first one, Charlton Heston. So beware of the beast man, for he is the harbinger of death. Harbinger of death means messenger or representative. So when you see them, know that death is not far behind. Behold the pale horse. Also could be kind of referenced in, because it's pale, it's not very well seen.
Have any more questions for me? And they're going to say,
you guys have any more
does he have
questions? Because this is going to be a clip.
beliefs?
This is going to be a clip that he's going to marvel at. Is this any more questions?
But you're not answering the question.
Oh, this is another answering your question. Oh my God, let's make another Instagram clip so we could be famous again. Next question.
Kyrie, basketball related.
Shout out to Kyrie Irving for holding his ground, man. Because he deserves to. He deserves every ounce of respect for holding his ground. He doesn't have to give in to what the hell they talking about, contrary to Buck Broken Charles Barkley's limited capacity can figure out. But I mean, you don't just get jail for you get jail for everybody. Stop, dude. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna play this, and before we get out of here, just if anybody has any kind of confusion on why people are saying what they're saying, sometimes you just have to hear from the horse's mouth, and we're gonna do that a little bit today. So yeah, there's that. But after that, or before that, y'all saw Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley talking about this brother. So here's the second time that they got a chance to dog out Kyrie Irving. Here they go.
That tells me, hey, you should watch this. Correct? He's got 17 million Instagram followers, another 5 million or so on Twitter. You're all over social media. Do you ever put something out there, Shaq, that does not represent something that you feel?
Well, Kyrie Irving's son's name is Elohim. And he said his name means Yahweh. So why would that be anti-Semitic, considering the names that he used were overtly Semitic? Shemitic, actually, to be quite correct in pronunciation is how it should be said. But, just with that, you're all right.
Probably one of the first guys on Twitter. And when I realized the power it had, I knew I had to be very responsible. Followers, platform, whatever you call it, I knew I had to be responsible. I try to make people happy. I try to make people smile. My formula has always been the same: 60% to make you laugh, 30% to inspire you, and 10% whatever I'm selling. You have to be aware of what you're doing. And you have to be aware that sometimes when you put stuff out, not everybody's gonna like it. Some people are conscious, some people are not. I could tell he's not conscious. He doesn't.
Whoops. See right there. Now notice what the word he's using. He's not conscious. Nigga, you are on TV talking to a white man about a black man, and you saying he's not conscious? Really, dude? Okay.
Really care what's going on. But us, I know that the game that we used to love and we promote, it brings people together. And it hurts me sometimes when we have to sit up here to talk about stuff that divides the game. Now we got to answer for.
No, you don't have to talk about it, Negro. That's the white folks putting that on him. What are you talking about? And when I say white, I mean the white folks who clarify as white, the white folks who classify as the Jewish religion, because they're all white. Ain't nobody being singled out. Y'all all white, and you're all white supremacists. By doing this proves it. So it's not, white supremacy. That's the system. You got different levels and different tiers. Look at it as a house. You got different rooms. This is just a different room. They just the one room that wants to act like they're not part of the same house. Wrong. So we not finna sit up here and play the anti-Semitic game. Hell no. Y'all part of the Jewish people and the January 6ers are one and the damn same. Somewhere prove me wrong in your historical actions when it comes down to our group. You got this man over here paying $500,000 to another group. You know what he should have done and what should happen in the future if you guys want money out of a black celebrity, artist, or black athlete. You have him give back to his own community in name of your community. How about that? That way, the downtrodden who clearly are more in financial disarray than your community per capita would probably benefit from. And since you're such the chosen people of the Most High, I would think that the benevolence in your spirits through the faith in your power would give you charity to say, you know what? You need to help your community, and we're going to help you do it. We're going to not just allow you to put something in our names that gives money back to your community, but we're going to match it, if not exceed it. And then find a way to bridge the gap between the white Semites and the black Semites. Because you know they exist. See, here's the problem. What we're saying is anti-Semitic is a black person saying they're Semitic too. That's anti-Semitic in itself. Because how is it that you could say, well, this is hurtful. Hey, Ernie, shut the fuck up. See, welcome to Patreon, family. Because here's the point. How is the white man going to tell you what the hell you and other black folks identify as? If we identify as, well, this is hateful and harmful, how? Notice how no one is saying how that is. They go back to the shame. Well, if there was so many. Hey, what about Emmett Till? Y'all just put an African on that story. We're not getting shown any respect. Nonetheless, we have our tap dancing, buck broken coons up here, always ready to serve massa and denigrate another black man for the system of white supremacy, even the chief houses of Edom, which they are called in the scriptures. So they were never left out of being Semitic. Just saying.
What this idiot has done. I stand for equality of all people. I've always been like that. Don't matter what religion, don't matter where you're from. I could say shalom, salam alaikum, ni hao, say bon.
Can't stand these punk ass niggas that do this shit. Listen, when people don't like you and people don't treat you right and you're the only people that have been done that wrong, I don't need to hear no overgrown stupid nigga talking about how I've always been a melter. Shut up. Who cares? The fact is, your people are fucked up and no one is coming to the rescue of your people. So why is the hell is this man's whole focus supposed to be on a whole nother group? See the Democratic teaching? That whole school going all these damn fraternities got y'all brains fucked up. Because all y'all can see is up the white man's ass. Well, and they're going to come out talking shit against another black man for them. These niggas ain't shit.
Because that's how I was raised. So I don't really want to sit up here and answer questions for what he's done. If you're looking at me, it's my job to make people happy. I can't speak for him and, answer for what he's doing. It's obvious.
Whoa. Bojangles ass nigga. It's my job to make people happy. That's tap dancing.
By his answers and the way he answers, he doesn't really care.
Chuck.
I think the NBA dropped the ball.
In what way?
I think he should have been suspended. I think Adam should have suspended him. First of all, Adam's Jewish. You can't take my $40 million and insult my religion. You're going to insult me.
Do you hear these niggas coming out here to browbeat a brother? Because truth be told, them old white folks just can't come out and do it. God damn hate speech. Oh, can you hear this mess? All this garbage. Oh, how is he gonna dare do this? Oh, that nigger done took my money and come on. Hey, Chuck, I need you to go out there and you get him. What you think you seeing? See how you gonna take my money and then you gonna disrespect my religion? The NBA's players are absolutely black. What's going on for them? They do camps in suburbs. Not the hood. Unless it's one of the players that's doing something outside of the team. In all of your major cities where you have major basketball teams with all those black basketball players, where are their basketball camps? Where are the team's summer basketball camps at? Oh, punk ass nigga. Oh, by the way, I remember an instance with sorry ass Charles Barkley, because again, I live in Portland, Oregon, so he has to come here to do business. And of course, we have the Neil Lomax celebrity golf shootout. This dude right here, he don't like giving autographs to little black children. Little white children come up to him, no problemo. I've seen that with my own eyes of this bastard. So just so you know, that is how he really gets down in real life. I've seen it myself.
You have the right, but I have the right to say, no, you're not going to take my $40 million and insult my religion. I think the NBA, they made a mistake. We have suspended people and fined people who have made homophobic slurs.
You know what they're thinking? Shouldn't black voters treat the Democrats that way? You're not going to take our votes and talk to us any old kind of way? Right? Don't that make sense, Roland Martin? I'm just wondering.
And that was the right thing to do. I think if you insult the black community, you should be suspended or fined heavily, depending. I saw they did the same thing to the kid in Minnesota this year when he made the gay slur.
Bitch ass nigga couldn't even finish. He couldn't even finish the statement when it came to black folks. Well, if you insult black folks, well, you should. I mean, well, look at what they did to the kid for the gay slur. Sorry, nigga.
I think you should get suspended or fined. I think him acknowledging the Alex Jones thing should have happened with that too, because that dude's crazy. And I can't believe that
shameful.
We ain't talking about that. We're talking about this idiot. And when you say
they both call him idiots.
If I say, hey, I'm agreeing with this movie, this book, or whatever, I'm agreeing with it. I'm not going to put.
He didn't say he agreed with it.
I don't do any social media, but when you're somebody as great as basketball like him, people gonna listen to you what you say. And there's some fringe people out there. But like I say, I blame the NBA. He should have been suspended.
And their conversations are continuing.
Are you hearing what they're saying? So, black folks, if you believe that you are the true Hebrews, they don't want you to think that. Why? What in the world if you want to put lipstick on and wear a dress and a bra and a wig and call yourself Susie Mae? Oh, more power to you, and I better not misgender you. Ain't nobody trying to say we need to stop you from thinking like that. We need to stop the conversation from going on. Right? When have you ever seen that? Hey, I see this woman is transitioning into a man. More power to her. She's so courageous and powerful. Kyrie Irving is so hateful because he is telling black folks that they are Hebrew. While, for all intents and purposes, our good niggas have been sitting here without any identity other than what we have told them. So maybe you're starting to hear the problem. We understand identifying ourselves as foundational Black Americans seem to be a problem. See, that identifying ourselves thing seems to be a major issue for the system of white supremacy, especially the master bedroom of the house of white supremacy, which would be ran by who you know as the Jewish people today. Still white supremacists because they're white. I don't get into semantics. There's no other group. No, they're just part of one big group of white supremacy. You got the Irish, you got the Italian, you got the Arabs, you got the Asians. They're all white supremacists. You got these Hispanic wannabes. Yeah, they're all white supremacists. I don't see the need to separate anybody out. Oh, well, what about Germany? Those are two white groups that hate each other. What about Russia and Ukraine right now? Two other white groups that hate each other. What that got to do with us? See, what we're seeing right now over there is kind of a modern day Germany situation. So again, this for our generation, it's very clear to see, damn, that ain't got shit to do with us. You're trying to rope us into a conversation. Not to mention, black folks fought in them wars. They're fighting in both of them. You got American soldiers over there helping these people now. You have former American soldiers being hired to help other folks. So, doesn't sound like things are two together. So why is it so much attention? If you have all of this turmoil, North Korea has shot off 20 missiles over the past 48 hours. But Kyrie Irving telling black folks that they are Hebrews. Well, he's not even saying that. The brother, Hebrews to Negroes, that brother who put together the documentary, he is the one who's saying it, the one that Amazon is pushing. So let's just say the one that Amazon is selling. You know, so for him to say, hey, this is on Amazon. Hey, don't you turn. So what is it? Do you want to hate on the black man entrepreneur? Because they're talking about an inanimate object. No, there's a man that put that together. Should we not be addressing who that is? Huh? Oh, I'll tell you what the problem is there, though. You would have to engage with a learned individual on this particular subject. So what they have to do is vilify it before you get too close to doing any research on what's being said. They are concerned on how black people are thinking. This is something to definitely be concerned about, family.
With the Brooklyn Nets,
It's too
with
late
the NBA,
now.
but they're also looking at how do we move forward at this so we don't
too
go
late
through
now.
this again. No, it's not
It
too
ain't
late.
too late to
How do
move
we
forward.
prevent
You have
this?
to still move
It's not
forward.
too late to do that. But I see what you're saying.
I want to say that the reason it's too late, the NBA is giving in to peer pressure. If one of our players do something, they have the right, the team or the
This nigga here. Have you ever heard of such like this Steven ass bastard here, man? You are going out of your way to chalk some kind of punishment up on this brother. That is so absolutely treasonous and ain't funny. That's Charles Barkley for you. Man. And I'm telling you, I have a sneaking suspicion that he is catching all of this flack for his stance against the Jiznab. Can't y'all see that now? I mean, that part should be clear. Like, okay, this is what your beef is, huh? Well, let me show you something else. Let me show you this. I'm sure somebody be, hey, well, what does this have to do with anything? I'll say it just probably has a little taste of a hit dog hollering. Because that's what would have to be with this scenario and situation right here. You dig? Let me see. So check this out.
I've always thought it was a little odd that Norman Lear, this Jewish guy from New Haven, Connecticut, could single-handedly create every single groundbreaking television show featuring working-class black families in the 70s. But when I first heard that there was a black man who was accusing Norman Lear of poaching his ideas and not giving him the proper credit, I have to admit I was a little skeptical.
I had to fight and argue with Norman Lear for 3 years to show a complete black family on television.
Eric Monte, who suffered with drug addiction, homelessness, and eventually lost everything he had, says Norman Lear stole his ideas for shows like Good Times, The Jeffersons, Sanford and Son, and claimed them as his own, cheating Monte out of creator credits and millions of dollars.
A husband on the show. They wanted to do it without a husband. And she said, no, I want a husband on the show because I was raised with a father and a mother, and I wanted America to see that black men stay with their families and raise their children.
Norman Lear came to me and he offered me $1 million for a settlement. And I said, for all those shows, no way. So the lawyers came to me and they said, look, take that money because you still have your suit against the networks and the others, but at least we'll get paid. So when the papers came down, all the defendants were listed. So I said, I didn't agree to this. They said, either you take this or we're walking off the case. I went all over Los Angeles looking for lawyers to represent me. I had the evidence and everything, okay? No lawyer in that town would take that my
question
case.
is the indelible legacy that Eric Monte has left on the culture with the characters and stories that he brought us, regardless of whether he will ever receive his proper recognition or not.
Creator of Good Times, Eric Monte.
Creator. Just like all of the people in our past and in our history. Writers, songwriters, artists, athletes, athletes' likenesses, athletes' names, artists' names, artists' catalogs, artists' products. You know? All of that. All of that. These people give no F's. You know what I'm saying? They give no fucks whatsoever. Not only that, if you don't believe me, let me see how young black artists are looked at. Because this should be interesting. Let me see down that. Put this video in here. Because, you know, a lot of people like to complain about rap music and say, well, rap music says this and rap music says that, blah, blah, blah. There is no black record executive with complete control. Here's one
I
that
don't know
does.
what's this opioid thing, man. Is
But being a crackhead wasn't cool back then. Being a crackhead wasn't cool. Now they seem like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup and
it's the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous thing that's facing our society.
So
why sign an artist that would promote that?
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to. I can't give up on people.
But I'm saying that's hypocritical, though. You're saying
it's opportunistic.
Yeah.
I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
You're gonna make Dame Dash take this clip and call you a culture vulture.
Who's Dame Dash? You brought him up. I don't even know him.
It's you lying. You lying.
Leor Cohen says, who is Dame Dash? I don't even know him. Leor, I'll say Dame Dash is the one guy that you did not want to continue doing business with. So you made a deal with his partner to cut him out of the company to which made you so much money to begin with. That's who Dame Dash is. Now, all the people that control black entertainment all come from his ilk. But worrying about their family while pushing negative messages on black people. How demonic is that? And now we should feel bad that somebody is saying something that is actually uplifting to black folks. Because again, like Kyrie said, his message and what he posts was just for his people anyway. So who's being hurt in that? Who can you clarify is the injured party when he's not talking to you? Is he your property? Is he your pet? No, he's a man. A free man. And a freed man. Do reparations from this wicked society, this wicked country, and these wicked record labels and wicked media outlets that subsequently seem to have relative ownership. Not much is true. We cannot deny that. That's why we have the Rally for Reparations coming up Saturday, 11 a.m. at Freedom Plaza. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The speaker's right there on the screen. And that's how it's going down, family, because we need to be talking about stuff like this because they just can blindly come after us. Look at those shirts. They really trying to send a message, ain't they? They really trying to send a message. So, with that being said, I just wanted to make sure we address this issue, and I wasn't sure how this would play out on Patreon, but I also wanted to do a video on Patreon live. Now I'll probably be doing more on these, which of course these videos will be exclusively on Patreon, so you will not find this link on my YouTube channel. We use YouTube to stream, but this is a Patreon thing, so we will be over here. So once I again we'll be getting over here a little more, and these videos will be a little more raw and uncut than the normal broadcast on the YouTube channel. So with that being said, go ahead and join. Go ahead and join the Patreon because we need to grow as many platforms to speak to the people as we can. So this just being another one with a little less censorship. We're still getting there. And then as our black platforms, our black-owned platforms get established with especially the streaming capabilities, then family, you already know. So be on the lookout for that. But, they're all upset at Kyrie Irving. I don't think that is fair because he didn't do anything negative at all. All he did was give it real, give it true. And he just shared another black-owned product. We're not even looking at that part, huh? He shared a black-owned product. Well, does that mean you support it? I support all of my people. I support my people. You could just answer that way. I support my people. Well, but no, I'm just supporting my people. That's a business venture. See, We need to support our Black entrepreneurs. We need to help establish generational wealth within our community. But instead of doing that, they allowed them to spin this about being hateful and anti-Semitic and all of that bullshit, which it is not, because you cannot be promoting pro-Shemitic and be anti-Semitic at the same time. That doesn't make any sense. So people need to get some, and let that be a lesson of how dishonest people are out here. You know what they're saying is technically pro-Shemitic. The problem for you is it doesn't glorify you as a particular group, which it shouldn't. There's 12 tribes of Israel. So why would you be hogging all of the 12 when you're only claiming to be one? So how is it that you could say who anyone else is or not? Unless perhaps you were in a position to know more than everybody else. Meaning that identities were dictated by you. And I guess if there was any kind of sign that that possibly could be true, is the fact that everybody is upset at being called, or us calling ourselves, foundational Black Americans. How about that? That say a lot. That says a ton. So, it is what it is. With that being said, family, this has just been the Beatzilla PDX official Patreon live. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This will be on Patreon exclusively. And as y'all start coming in and getting down on what's going on here, we're going to talk a little different over here, and we might do like maybe some more like maybe community call-in type things over here as well. So we'll try to work that all out and figure out how we are going to what we're going to do here on Patreon. So again, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, Beatzilla PDX. Of course, follow me on Patreon right here, Beatzilla PDX Official, and on Melanated People, Michael Beatzilla Whitmore. You can also email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And of course, you can donate to this platform by Cash App or PayPal. That's Cash App $Beatzilla PDX. And that's also PayPal Zilla Muzak. And of course, the rest is this is on Patreon. So you're already a patron. So, but if you wanted to do extra, then you can. Much and all is much appreciated. So thank you so much in advance, and thank you for everybody who has already contributed to support this platform. Thank you so much. So with that being said, we will be back on YouTube for our next broadcasts. So just stay tuned. Follow this platform. Follow the YouTube, and follow all the other platforms as well. And with that being said, shout out to the rally for reparations on this Saturday. May all of y'all who are in attendance have a safe trip and a safe, wonderful time. It's going to be historic. Wish I could be there, but unfortunately I cannot. But I am absolutely there in spirit. So with that being said, y'all have a blessed one. Until later, stay black first. Shalom.
Hey, what's going on? This is Tariq Nasheed, and I am in Washington, D.C. right now at Freedom Plaza. This is the location where we're going to have the FBA Rally for Reparations on Saturday, November 5th, 2022. We got Dr. Boyce Watkins, Teslin Figaro, Riza Islam, Professor James Small, Dr. Kaba, so many phenomenal people, and many, many more. This is the most important rally that we've had in modern American history because this is the first time that we've gotten together as a group collectively to come to the powers that be and demand specific tangibles for foundational Black Americans. You don't want to miss this, ladies and gentlemen, so be here. Freedom Plaza, Washington, D.C., November 5th, 2022. For more information, go to rallyforreparations.com. That's rallyforreparations.com.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces.